NASA's Mars rover, the Perseverance robot, launched on Thursday to detect life on the red planet Mars. The United States Space Agency Perseverance robot left the Earth on a mission to try to detect life on Mars. The 1-ton, sixth-wheeled rover was launched out of Florida by an Atlas rocket on a path to intercept the red planet in February 2021. When Perseverance lands, the NASA robot will also gather rocks and soil samples to be sent home later in the next 10 years. Perseverance is the third mission dispatched to Mars inside 11 days, after launches by the UAE and China. Off for Perseverance from Cape Canaveral Air Force Station occurred at 7:50 local time. NASA made this mission one of its absolute priorities when the pandemic crisis struck, establishing special work practices to ensure that Perseverance met its launch deadline. According to NASA, it was a challenge. It was stressful, but the teams made it happen, and of course, they are extremely proud of what this integrated team was able to pull off with the Perseverance mission. Perseverance is being targeted at a more than 40 kilometers wide near equatorial bowl called Jezero Crater. Satellite images suggest this held a lake billions of years ago. Scientists say that the rocks that formed in this environment stand a good chance of retaining evidence of past microbial activity, if ever that existed, on the planet. Perseverance will spend at least one Martian year, which is equivalent to 2 Earth years, investigating the possibility of life on Mars. Unlike the previous 4 rovers NASA has sent to Mars, its new machine Perseverance is equipped to directly detect life, either current or in fossilized form. Any evidence that Perseverance uncovers will almost certainly have its skeptics, which is the reason for researchers wanting to bring whatever Perseverance finds on Mars back home for the deeper analysis only sophisticated laboratories on Earth can perform. The rover will therefore package its most interesting rock discoveries in small tubes. An elaborate mix of future missions will then launch later this decade to try to retrieve these samples. Perseverance is different from the other NASA rovers. Whilst it may look like a copy of the Curiosity robot NASA sent to the Mars Gale crater in 2012, the new robot incorporates some leftover parts from the earlier missions. The 7 instruments on Perseverance are either major upgrades or totally new instruments. With Perseverance, you can expect some remarkable new imagery from the 23 cameras that are on the vehicle. You can expect sound because the Perseverance mission carries microphones as well. According to NASA, they hope to capture some of the sounds of entry, descent, and landing, and some of the sounds of driving around, merging that with the video that they will get from the cameras on Perseverance. In addition to geological investigations and the search for life, there's an emphasis on future human exploration. The MOXIE instrument will practice making oxygen from Mars' carbon dioxide-dominated atmosphere and there are even samples of spacesuit material aboard to see how they cope in the planet's harsh environment. What role will the helicopter Ingenuity play on this Perseverance Mars mission? This is purely a technological demonstration for NASA. The helicopter Ingenuity aims to prove that aero vehicles can operate in the Mars rarefied air. The 1.8 kilogram machine will be deployed from Perseverance's belly once a suitable location for its flight experiments have been identified. Ingenuity's twin counter-rotating blades will have to spin extremely fast to get off the ground. Engineers have 5 sorties planned out over a 30-day period, with the ambition on each excursion of climbing even higher into the sky and getting further away from Perseverance. Of course, they simply plan not just to use the aerial dimension in space exploration, but in future, they want to use it for other purposes. They want to use aerial exploration for scouting functions when humans arrive on Mars or for other future rovers. The rotorcraft will go in front and gather high-definition images of the way ahead on the Martian surface. The Jezero crater is very interesting. Of course, it is named after a town in Bosnia-Herzegovina. It is Slavic and it means lake, and of course that speaks to the scientist's fascination. However, Jezero crater is a 500-meter deep bowl once saw huge volumes of water flowing in through the western wall to create a pool on the crater floor. Where the water entered, it even deposited sediments to form a delta. Perseverance will try to land next to this specific feature of the Jezero crater. Jezero displays multiple rock types, including clays and carbonates, that have the potential to preserve the type of organic molecules that could suggest and provide evidence of life on the planet. Searching for life can lead to some very controversial evidence. So, if Perseverance stumbles across rocks that appear to have been fashioned by some ancient Martian biology, it will almost be certainly a requirement that confirmation be done by analytical instruments on Earth that are far superior to the miniaturized versions carried on the Perseverance rover. The key task for Perseverance will be to package its most interesting rocks in small metal canisters and leave them on the floor of the Jezero crater. NASA and the European Space Agency have intentions to collect these tubes, with 2 more missions that are scheduled to leave the Earth in 2026. It is quite interesting that this mission will involve a second rover, a Mars rocket, and a huge satellite, which will all be used to ship the sample tubes back to Earth. They plan to get them back to Earth in the year 2031. You can argue that what we will be trying to do is just as difficult as the Apollo moon landings. Of course, when you consider the complexity of the robotics that are involved. It will also be a step in the way to sending humans to Mars, because the architecture of this Mars sample return project is really a scale model of a human mission with its multiple vehicles that have to launch, land, and launch again. And of course, they will also have to rendezvous in orbit and return to Earth. NASA and the ESA estimate the total cost of getting samples back to Earth, including the $2.7 billion cost of Perseverance, will come to at least $7 billion US. Of course, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you think about the Perseverance mission to Mars in an attempt to detect life. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you have not already done so. And like, comment, share, and subscribe.